We in there.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Tom Elamine, Breatharian,
This is Rita Hinton.
and we're here in Michigan, USA at the Breatharian Retreat. And I just came back from traveling around the world and made it back to the US in 2 years. And when I was here before teaching in the US, because I've been on this path for 19 years, a lot of people really didn't want to hear it. But now, since I came back after 2 years and successful in other places, there's this big influx of people really wanting to know more about prana. Because keep in mind, we do have a health pandemic going on around the world. And the way I teach, this is a holistic lifestyle. So it's an interest now where people want to learn more about themselves, the relationship to the energy forces, the seen and the unseen, on how to work with these to be on this path. Now, what I saw too on this path was there was breatharian retreats out there at the time, but most of them just focused on the food, and it was bad because a lot of people was going anorexic, food disorders, and I teach that meditation is the foundation. Going to another energy source, that's the way you do it. So I had to put a video on one time, the 100-day breatharian process. Pick your favorite meditation, that's it. Because all meditation should be geared towards opening up your energy channels. So I told them to pick your favorite meditation and work with it for 100 days consistently and watch your energy grow. And sure enough, Rita here took it to heart. And tell them more about your story, because she actually did it and
Yes.
seen the results.
So I was watching Tom's wonderful videos, and one of them was called 100 Days Challenge, right?
Yeah, the 100 Days Challenge.
And I listened to him and I thought that I am already really doing everything that he's talking about, and it resonates. But as I listened what he meant by consistency, that's when I realized that no, actually I did not consistently follow the steps.
Right.
And every once in a while I would do the exercises thoroughly and completely. But at other days it wasn't as important because I wasn't planning on it.
Right.
I wasn't making a commitment.
Right.
So if something else came up, I would not do it.
Exactly.
So this is what I help myself with, is to make a commitment and keep 100-day
Consistency.
without one day going by
Oh, go ahead.
doing it.
Right.
So here it started on February 16th and it ended in May the 20th.
You was on it too. Now that's consistency. You got the log book, you took it seriously, and voila.
Yes, and this here is a treasure. This here is worth more in understanding and remembering the breakthroughs.
Right.
Because you know what happens in 100 days is that you can actually forget those amazing moments.
Right.
Where the first time you feel the energy actually coming through your hand.
Right.
And it is such a mind-blowing experience that you think, oh, I will never forget that.
Right.
But if you don't write it down,
If you don't write it down,
things happen in life and they crowd out those amazing experiences.
right.
But when you write it down, of course, you can go back.
You got your log book on.
You have your logbook and you remember, wow, look at this. I went from this level to this level.
You saw it now.
In 2 weeks, I was from here to here. Amazing.
Right.
So it adds excitement.
And writing stuff down is very powerful
Yes.
because this is like catharsis. Catharsis is where it's a healing technique or therapy where people will write down the trauma instead of talking about it. And then when you write it down, it takes it to another level on getting rid of that trauma.
Yeah.
That people will take the paper, burn it up,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
got your log going. It's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we as humans, we are good at forgetting things. That's why we got holidays now in remembrance of.
Yes.
Don't you forget.
Yes.
Remember when you were through this hardship. So sometimes we go through things and put ourselves through things and we forget what we went through
Yes.
all the time.
And in the very positive sense, it's also very helpful to write things down.
Yeah.
Because that's a therapeutic thing, what you just mentioned.
Right.
Therapeutic in a way of getting rid of things. But this one here is to keeping something that is so valuable.
That is valuable.
And I can refer to it back
Right.
when I need to.
Right.
When I maybe be tempted to forget where I am, who I am.
Right.
I can look at it and say, how was it? When was it?
And that was your spiritual walk.
Yes.
See, the thing about it, like I tell people who's in religion, and when you read a book, not picking on religion, but you read a book like the Book of Amos, the Book of Solomon, that's somebody else's log book, their testimony. So you're having a belief in somebody else's testimony.
Yes.
But now the book don't end there. We got our own books that's in us on our journeys.
Yes.
So right now, this is the Book of Rita.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
And this is your self-realization, not nobody else's belief you're going into.
Yes.
And you can look back, because I got many log books as I was on my journey. And it's a good thing, like you said, where I can say, in day 3, I wrote this down, date by it. I actually went through that, experienced that. So it is really something that comes in handy.
I added another aspect to it, which is more of a scientific bug in me, that I wanted to see what the pH levels are.
Yeah.
So I would measure every day the pH.
Now listen at
Of
this.
the saliva and of the urine test.
Right.
And mind-blowing discoveries
Right.
about what is happening when, for instance, you get a stress that you don't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
The whole liquid in the body turns sour.
Right. The whole liquid in the body turns sour.
Very acidic.
Uh-huh.
Tiredness sets in.
Right.
And, of course, the mood goes way below where
Right.
it should be.
These are some of the
The
healing
world
symptoms.
changes.
The world changes.
Yes.
And look how she logged this. Now, this is very good. Everybody is so lazy that they're waiting for the medical profession to come help them. The same people who basically not putting nobody down and pointing fingers.
Yeah.
But it's our responsibility to be the doctors, the loggers, and this is what we're doing now on this breatharian journey. I'm taking it in my own hands and other people. We're logging our own weight, doing our own blood pressure, doing our own acidic to see where we at, dealing with our alkaline in our bodies.
Yeah.
We're the doctors, we're the scientists, we're the ones that actually are in it doing it.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to wait for no sponsor and this and that. We are in a position where we can do this and pull this off.
We also have a very specific interest in ourselves.
Exactly.
Right? So our interest is to live the best quality life
Best
for
quality.
our loved ones.
Right.
Of course, I am first in this because I will have to take care of myself.
Right.
But who is benefiting? Not just me.
Not just you.
My children,
Listen
my
at this.
grandchildren, they will all be happy
Right.
that I took the time. They will not call me selfish.
Right.
They will say, we love this.
We love this. And people don't realize this because when you don't take care of yourself, you are a burden to your family.
You become a burden.
So by you taking care of yourself, you relieve everybody else if you realize it or not.
Yeah.
So it's more than just you, it's a ripple effect.
Yes.
See, it's just like me being on the breatharian journey. I'm just not here for me no more. People are looking at me, seeing what's possible and all this other stuff. So now you're causing something else to come to humanity where we all can grow and you're not a burden anymore.
Yeah.
Not to the animals, not to other people.
Yeah.
This is how it should be.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I love that you talk about how this is a health message.
Mm-hmm.
It's of utmost importance to me
Right.
that I present this in the right way
Mm-hmm.
to whether it's my family members or my people in my classes.
Right.
That I don't come out with an extreme message,
Right.
but be very authentic about my development.
Mm-hmm.
So I will share what I went through.
Exactly. You got it right here.
Yes, it's right here.
Right.
That was my point, really.
Uh-huh.
If I don't keep track,
Mm-hmm.
then I am at the mercy of my memory.
Right. At the mercy of the memory.
But if I have this, I can refer back to and relate to such and such
Mm-hmm.
a situation with so and so,
Right.
who is telling me about their struggle or their questions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go back and how was that when I was in that state?
Uh-huh.
And I actually read the fresh revelation that I got.
Right.
So I can relate to them from that point of view.
Exactly. And this is the power, now this is on the same subject in a way, of reading and writing.
Yes.
This is a technology.
Yes. Yes.
This is a technology. And I love, like, when I go somewhere, person never met me, but they probably read a writing or a quote that I said that helped them, because they was able to translate that data,
Yes.
that got what came out of my mind.
Yes.
But not only for other people, like you said, when you log yourself and keep things on yourself, it brings you back in the present moment,
Yes.
how you felt at that time, instead of being at the mercies of your memory.
Yes. Or sometimes what can happen is that we don't appreciate it anymore because we got used to it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't want to appreciate it, but it became just like I do that all the time, so it's no longer that excitement.
Right.
And this is where your son Walter
Mm-hmm.
did a video.
Mm-hmm.
And to tell you the wonderful experience I had with that video is that I'm listening to him like, what a great young man. I just love him, you know. He's so right. Yes, yes. And then he says this. He says, you know, when the first time I felt the energy
Mm-hmm.
come into my hands doing Qigong, and I was like, what was that? What was that? So I go back, listen to him again. Then I listen to him again. I'm like,
Whoa.
I never had that
Right.
experience. Wait a minute.
This is a good point.
A good point, because he, from his youthful excitement, he's sharing his first experience,
Uh-huh.
which made him come to realize that there's more to this.
Right.
So I'm sitting
This
there
is where we
listening to him, and I'm saying, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out and do my Qigong, and this time I'm paying attention,
Yeah.
and I'm feeling it.
That's something
And
that
I'm saying,
finally.
oh, crystal sand-like feeling coming into my body.
That's the energy. That's what we're talking about.
And so why didn't I feel it before? Because I didn't pay attention to something I didn't know about.
Exactly.
So he
That-
had to say that.
Uh-huh. And for you to catch it, to listen,
Right.
try it. And see, this is the thing about it. I keep saying meditation is the foundation.
Yeah.
In order to live on planet, you must meditate. Go to another fuel source. People missing
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah.
and then I meet people, it sound
They
like
think
it.
this is some sort of airy-fairy, you know, like you are special.
Right.
You're the only one.
Right.
We have to look up to you.
Right.
And
It ain't got nothing to do with
and
that.
I'm so thankful that you're not like that.
Right.
That you're not trying to make us think that you're something that.
Exactly. Extra heart, extra lung.
Yeah.
Some fairies
Yeah.
came to me. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
This is a skill that took work,
Yeah.
filling these energies, allowing these energies to grow, and it's accessible to everybody.
Yeah. And another thing I would like to say is that your YouTube videos are worth watching way back when you started out.
Mm-hmm.
And watch every one of them. You know, just give yourself the chance, the luxury
Right.
of saying, hey, every day I'm going to just, for a while, just watch his videos, because you have a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens is that you actually see the authentic development of a human being
Right.
who came, communicated a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and then his communication is just like being upgraded. And you go, wait a minute, he's even clearer today.
Transformer.
He is giving more than before, ever.
Right.
He is now masterfully expressing himself.
Right.
So you witness something.
Mm-hmm.
through those videos.
Right.
That's why we are living in an age, like you say, this is the best age.
The best age.
Because we have this possibility to watch somebody develop before our eyes.
Right, exactly. And that's a book right there, a visual.
Yeah, it's a visual.
And you see that development
journal.
changing.
Yes.
A
yes,
journal.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh.
That's right.
Good age we're in to
That's
take advantage of.
Yes.
And this is good that we could use
Yeah.
these tools
Yes.
in a positive way to not only see our own development, help ourselves, but like you said,
Yeah.
for others.
Yeah. There's something that I don't know even how to explain what and how it happened, but what I noticed in myself is that my love and care for other people is unfolding more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a interesting strength that's coming into my relationship with people, where even to a stranger
Right.
I can send a loving thought.
That's amazing.
For instance, this gentleman who was very overweight and he was perspiring, uncomfortable, and I could relate to him.
Right.
Standing in the pizza line, and he's going to buy pizza, and you can see that he's struggling, trying to say, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
That,
You can relate to it.
and so I'm standing there, and I sent him a message without words.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, sweetheart, you can walk away from this.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually turn around now and just walk away. You
This
don't
is
need
awesome.
this. And guess what happened?
He walked
He
away.
walked away.
This is our powers again.
And I stood there and I just said, is that even possible that we can live a world like this?
Right.
Where we can support one another without the moralizing nonsense?
Exactly.
Just sending
Sending that love,
that
sending that
love,
message.
yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I said tonight, and I've been saying it,
Yeah.
that they got medical proof now, we didn't really need that most of your communication is nonverbal. 93%. This don't mean a hill of beans on
Right.
certain things. So it's that
Or
nonverbal.
even hinders.
Or hinders, right.
You know?
Oh my
when you're
gosh.
harping on people.
And by us knowing this information,
Yeah.
on the way here to America, I called somebody from a distance, but it was using my mind, and I know I could do it. Pretty soon, they was
Love it.
right up on me.
Love it.
We are actually coming into our full potential, and it's all coming together from this type of path, cleaning ourselves out,
Yeah.
being aware,
Yeah.
and it's bringing you into expanding your consciousness
Yeah.
on what's possible.
It's to me almost like coming home,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel more and more at ease in my own body.
Right.
That means I'm not suffering at night.
Right.
When I go to bed,
That's awesome.
it used to be just the way of life. It's like, oh man, why did I eat all
My
that
back,
stuff? And
my
then the
God.
back is hurting next day, and
Yeah.
the knees are like, what are you doing? You know,
What
is
are you
this
doing to yourself?
weight happening here? I'm not ready for that weight.
Right, right.
So that we are upgrading
Mm-hmm.
into a physical sensation,
Mm-hmm.
and we are upgrading into a mental clarity.
Mental clarity.
That once we experience it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you don't want to go back.
I don't want to feel like that.
I don't want to feel like
This is a feeling state.
this good tasting cake
Right.
doesn't taste as good as it feels when I didn't eat it.
That's how you know you're in the light. Some people contact me. Don't you miss a pizza? Don't you? I remember what it tastes like, but I don't want to feel like that.
Right.
We got another feeling now.
Yeah.
And like I had a relative who caught a stroke, and in my mind, if they would have knew this feeling state, they would have felt that coming.
Yes.
But when you don't come into this feeling
Because
state,
the extreme contrast
mm-hmm.
between how you feel when the body, when, for instance, just the stomach is cleared out,
Right.
which is how we're supposed to be actually living.
Exactly.
Just with clean insides.
Right.
Yeah.
It stores energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
For-
it doesn't store the other stuff.
Yeah, all this
You know,
toxicity and
yeah.
coming all out
Right.
and all this other stuff.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That's somewhere else. That's abuse.
Yeah. So when that is cleared out, then the feeling is euphoric. compared to how life used to be on those happy days, you know,
Yeah.
the get together with family and stuffing ourselves
Oh my
and all
gosh.
that. And I love to be with family, but I realize, who says that I have to stuff myself?
Who said you have to do that? Just because everybody else is doing that.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is a breatharian is like the ultimate humanitarian.
Yeah.
You're standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
And I know they got
Yeah.
that tradition, if you come to somebody's house, they offer you something, you should take it. But one time I really stood up for myself. I went to a house, we had a real good conversation. They offered me food. I said, no, I'm on a special diet, trying to be nice. But at the end of the conversation, they said, well, you really upset me by not accepting our food. But I had to stand up for myself. Now, you made me upset. We had a nice conversation. But why would I have to violate my body to make you happy? And I told you I'm doing something for myself that's positive. So you're standing
It's
up.
wonderful that you were able to say that, because that would start a very deep discovery in that person.
Exactly. It did.
And it did. Good. Good.
And that's the point. But standing up for yourself is crucial. You ain't got to be mean about it.
Yeah.
You are taking your life seriously because, like you said, we want to live the best life as possible, not only for ourselves, but make it comfortable for everybody else around us.
That's right.
This is the ultimate humanitarian.
Best life. Best life, yes. And every one of you deserve it.
Oh, absolutely. You deserve
You
it.
deserve the best life.
It's your turn.
And it's in your hand.
Right? In your kingdom of heaven is in your hands.
Yeah.
But that's good, again, when we're talking about, she really grasped this to log down and do 100 days first. So I said a statement here today at the retreat where, and I did at a few retreats, and everybody's feeling good. We're working with the energy. We got the synergy. And I said, you know what? If we all had to stay here for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, go nowhere else and keep doing this, everybody would be breatharian in here. Guaranteed.
Enjoying it.
Enjoying it. Not beating up on yourself, falling out.
Exactly.
We were enjoying it. And the thing about it was, this is why, what was my thought again? This is why I had to get that 100-day process, because people were jumping into these processes, don't know nothing about meditation, don't know nothing about fasting, for number one.
Right.
Some people never dry fasted, but somebody told them, if I go through 21 days, I'll never have to eat again. And it's been disastrous. It's been a total failure.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Yeah.
You need another energy source, a transformation within yourself with this light coming into this body to feel this feeling and to realize that there's more to it.
Yeah.
And start working on yourself. Start cultivating yourself. And you will be successful
That's right.
on whatever you want to create.
So then we could say that after a retreat like we just had,
Yes.
or we're still having, that this could be your next step.
That's your next step.
That when you go home, then you have this opportunity for 100 days
Right.
to not let go,
To keep that feeling
to
state.
keep that consistent seeking and finding.
Exactly.
Because if you seek it, you will definitely find it.
You will.
If you set it
That's
up,
the laws of the universe.
if you set it up that, look, this is my program, this is my commitment, I am going to do it no matter what,
Right.
then you will do it. And interestingly, the whole world changes around you, and somehow you will be able to do it.
Absolutely.
This so-called emergency will not prevent you.
Exactly.
I was amazed, like, how come I kept going and nothing ever happened?
And you
picked
got
me
it
up?
logged down,
Yeah.
how you felt that
Yeah.
day, and this is what people should do
Yeah.
when they're cultivating their energy. So you won't forget the struggles and the way you felt. It was real.
Yeah.
But again, once you come through this, you'll be so happy
Yeah.
that you did this for yourself.
Yeah.
That's a gift to yourself, but also to the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bestseller book right there.
Yeah.
Of
That's
somebody
good.
going through their own process of 100 days, and it wasn't dealing with eating or not eating. That wasn't it. You were cultivating your energy and watching it grow in meditation.
You know, at that point, the food part wasn't really my concern.
Right.
Because I so got what you were saying, that this is backwards. If we go after the food
It's backwards.
freedom
Yeah.
without the energy coming,
Right.
then I'm doing it backwards. I'm going to struggle, and it's going to be a very losing battle.
And 99.9% of people are losing because of that concept.
Because of that. And you said that there is like a miscarriage happening, where we are carrying this hope in us that, yeah, wouldn't it be great to be free from all this discomfort in the body?
Right.
Wouldn't it be great? This is like a precious hope that we carry in ourselves at that point.
Exactly.
Because we listened to you and the seed was dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So what miscarries it is when the energy,
Right.
the new food source is not coming yet.
It's not coming yet.
So what are we going to do? We're going to struggle.
Right.
And then at a certain point, the body says, I'm not struggling anymore, and will drive us to overeat or whatever,
Right.
binge eating and
Binge
things like
eating,
that.
food disorders.
And that's not what we are after. We are after,
Right.
love what you're saying, that enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
That's a key.
That's the key right there. Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your people. Enjoy your relationships.
And that's the nourishment.
Yeah.
And,
That's, yeah.
and you caught it. And I'm so glad that you caught it. This is wonderful.
You know why? Because the teacher was masterfully presenting it. That's
Thank
why.
you.
Because I have listened to a lot of people, and I'm not knocking at anybody, because everybody's
Right.
saying what they're saying, and they are definitely helping in many, many ways.
Exactly.
However, with your teaching, what I got was the simplicity, clarity, and the total humility, but in a good way,
Yes.
where I didn't feel like you were trying to manipulate.
Right.
I didn't feel like you were after monetary thing,
Right.
which is, you would totally deserve any kind of support that people would come with their hearts
Yes.
to you about it. But there's just a clean message
Right.
that is so heartfelt, and to me it's heartfelt,
Yes.
that all you want is to share what works.
Exactly.
You want humanity to have a relief.
Exactly. We're
No
here
more-
now.
we
No
don't
more
have to-
struggle.
we don't
Not
have
only
to
for
struggle.
myself, for
Right.
everybody else.
Right.
And when we could do that, that makes the world better for me.
Right. That, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to myself.
That's,
That's it.
but you're my brother for sure. My dear beloved brother.
And this, like we said, this process will work when a person think about it. We're not forcing nothing on you.
Yeah.
And work on yourself. Take your time. Be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
And really understand what's taking place. And it will happen.
Yeah.
What you seek, you shall find.
Yes.
And we are creatures. We're amazing creatures.
Yes.
We got these nice brains. We can make a plan.
Yes.
Don't overdo yourself.
Yeah.
Just be honest with yourself and work step by step, clearing up the traumas, the baggage.
This brings me to a very important point I want to make about this, that I made a list of how I want to experience this 100 days. That I wanted to enjoy it. That was one of my stipulations.
Yeah,
I don't want to struggle with this.
right.
I don't want to have arguments with people about this.
Here we go.
All the list that I made, I checked off at the end of the 100 days.
That's awesome.
Can you believe that?
Listen at this now. This is key.
It's key that you establish how you want to experience this.
Uh-huh.
Because if it's going to be like, I wonder if I can last for 10 days,
Right.
then you are already setting up something at the 10-day mark where you are setting your mind up to look for something to find.
Right.
That would be a struggle.
That'd be a
Well,
struggle.
I was not planning on that at
Right.
all. I said, okay, I want to enjoy this. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to argue with people. I want to find the best possible way. And I want to have the highest level of experience.
Here we go. There you go.
As much energy as my body can handle.
Right.
And then one stipulation was that I want Elatom to come back to the U.S.
Oh, you brought me here.
I said, how on earth is he going all around the world? And he's not coming here.
Yeah.
Elatom, we are waiting for you.
Oh, man.
And then, so I finished this,
Yeah.
and we did a very short time.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was announced that you're coming.
Right. And here we go. And see, and since I'm back home now, like I said, when I was here the first time, people didn't really want to hear the message. It's understandable.
Yeah.
So when I left out and I grew,
Yeah.
gave everybody else time to grow. Now I'm back home. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And the response of people really wanting to know more now
Yeah.
because it's practical, it's user friendly.
Yes.
We're not trying to
Right.
manipulate nobody.
Right.
We want everybody to be happy and share this
Right.
treasure also.
And get the benefit
Get the benefits.
that is possible.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's my thing is that if I can do it, anybody else can do it.
Exactly.
If
If
I
I can do it,
Yeah.
anybody can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
And we see so much, like you always say, so much unnecessary struggle
Mm-hmm.
that we do to ourselves
Right.
unconsciously,
Mm-hmm.
by default,
Mm-hmm.
by socially accepted crimes against ourselves.
And that's what's happening.
It's like, can we just be honest and should just eat as much as we really need?
Exactly. This is what it
Can
boils
we
down
do
to.
that? And most of us would say no, I can't.
Oh, wow.
But they have to hear it, that it's possible,
Exactly.
and then see somebody who is actually living.
Hear it, see it.
And
It's in your
now
face. We're doing it.
we can do it.
And this is a beautiful age we're in. We're in a
Yeah.
golden age.
Yes.
And as I teach, like I said, I try to make it practical, down to earth, and I stay humble because, of course, I get tired of people asking me the same old question. Didn't you hear what I said? But you go on, you deal with that. It's okay. And but we're moving forward, and we're doing a great
You
job.
do that, even that you do with humor, and that is so palatable, so to speak.
Yeah.
That when you speak the truth that would maybe tick off the ego,
Yes.
then there's that humor in it, and we laugh and we go, okay,
Right. Right.
he's totally right. Because why should he have to repeat? Don't you need your protein?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Where there is, I don't know how many videos where you beautifully explain it.
Mm-hmm.
You scientifically make it clear.
Right.
Everything is
Laid out.
possible,
Exactly.
right, without
Mhm.
the protein issue.
Right.
It's scientifically proven,
Right.
but you will still be asked at almost every retreat about
Mhm.
your protein.
Right.
And so how do you act with that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that was the whole creation of the YouTube channel. I nicely refer them there,
Yeah.
you know, because I said it
Yeah.
time and time again, just look do your own research. Because I feel if a person do their own research too, they
You
appreciate
bet.
it more.
You bet. That's right.
You know, some people just want you to always give them the answer.
Yeah.
And like we were saying earlier, and my son even noticed,
Yeah.
the answers won't really come to you till you do it. You have to do it.
Readiness is the main point, and what makes us ready is when we practice.
Right. That's it.
The practice will bring up the next readiness,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Exactly.
And that's when the answer will be drawn to that ready person.
To that ready person.
Yeah.
So that person has to take the responsibility.
Yes.
And this is just a responsibility message for the individual.
Yes. Yeah.
And like my son said in this one video, and it wasn't no disrespect, don't follow the teacher, follow the message. And you should be wanting to be better than your teacher. Not in the arrogant way.
And just think of it, how this goes against the norm,
Yeah.
where everybody wants to be followed by a following.
Right.
They want to sit on the pedestal or the guru image, where the guru is looked at as the key person,
Right.
where it's the key person is here.
Each and every individual has a key person here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then we have one another to remind one another
Mm-hmm.
of those things, like you say, that things that I know. Well, I used to say, well, Elatom, I didn't know that.
Right.
You had to say that
Mm-hmm.
for me to than think that I remember it.
Oh, absolutely.
But I appreciate that because you give me the benefit of the doubt that yes, you are able to understand what I just said.
Oh, absolutely.
And tomorrow when you remember it, it's true. He reminded me.
Right, exactly. And that's what it is, a great
Yeah.
reminder.
Yeah.
And this is great, like we said. We're glad we're here. We're glad we're doing this. And we're in a great age. And there's no doubt in my mind that this message is victorious on all levels.
Absolutely.
Like we said, we're living this.
Yeah.
And we're the testimonies of this new age
Yeah.
as we're bringing in this potential.
And Florida is ready for Elitom.
Here we
Isn't
come.
that the truth? So we will do something about that.
All right. So since I'm here in the U.S., I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to make sure this message go from coast to coast.
Good.
We're not
Yes.
playing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's change the world.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Have a good day.